Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. We got Xander here, the Ecstatic Yoga kitty cat. Welcome to week 5 Yin Asana. And we're going to be focusing on Dhyana, which is our 7th limb of Patanjali's 8 limbs of his Patanjali's yoga. And we're going to also be focusing this week on the surrender of aparagraha. And this is non-attachment, non-possessiveness, and surrender. And we're going to be kind of weaving these through this yin practice. We're going to be doing a little pranayama meditation after this, which is going to be focusing also on these two aspects. And remembering with Dhyana, this is a gradual build up to Dhyana. So through this yin, we're going to move through the 8 limbs of yoga, Patanjali's 8 limbs, but we're going to start with 3, which is our body, the physical aspect, and we're going to move into pranayama, which is the life force, the energy, the breath. Move into pratyahara. We're going to dive in, remove our awareness and all the external distractions, and dive into more of this inner infinite vastness within us and all the sensations and the vibrations and the trembling, the energy moving and flowing. And that will bring us to dhyana, which is concentration. And we're going to concentrate on our breath today. We'll take that concentration on the breath. And from there is when we move into dhyana. So then we'll sustain this concentration. We'll be in a place where when we might first with our dharana, we might have some distractions or thoughts. And the more we focus on the breath, we come into a consistent meditative state, a meditative flow of awareness. Dhyana is Dhy is receptacle or receptive, and Yana means moving or flowing. So our mind, the receptacle of our mind, is flowing. So we go into an uninterrupted flow of meditation. Where we're sustaining our concentration and we become pure awareness. So there's a bit of a disassociation from the physical and the physical world, the physical body, and we become sustained in this pure meditative awareness. And this is our doorway to samadhi. So today, if you spontaneously slip into your samadhi by grace, please allow that to happen. And even if we're moving through a practice, and I invite you to move into another pose, if you feel guided to simply stay in savasana, if you're in that samadhi state, just follow your own guide and intuition. This is your practice. And as we move through it, the whole practice, there is always the opportunity to take a break or take a rest at any time. Follow your own body's intuition, as well as we move through. This is a yin practice, so it's easy. If you're ever in pain, always back off, always honor your body. But we're also going to, with yin, there's not a lot of challenge, but if you're moving through and you're in your meditative awareness and you're in that sustained state of concentration, I invite you to, sometimes it takes you to a little bit of an edge, and I invite you to rest on that edge, not to back off or get afraid, but allow yourself to rest on that edge without pushing, forcing, or striving. But sometimes as we move into more silent stillness and with the tantra and impressions and things start to come up, especially through when we're doing our focused concentration, we're going to allow this process to happen, and knowing that it may bring a little bit of discomfort. At that point, we want to just allow these things to move through. We don't need to stuff them down or push them away, and we don't need to fixate on them either. But we can allow that meditational flow, that flow of them to flow through, and allow Be okay with a little bit of discomfort because we're leaning into spaces that the mind isn't super comfortable with. So let's begin. It's a long explanation. This is our focus for this whole week. I have a little bit of a blanket, which I use sometimes to put under the knees, but you can put that on the very back of the buttocks here to keep those hips a little more in line. I hear John's ring. I'm going to go turn that off. That was on. All right. So getting in a nice, comfortable Sukhasana, easy seat, crisscross, whatever is comfortable, seated position. If you like lotus, find that comfortable position. And dropping into your breath, mindful breath awareness for a few breaths. And bringing that focus of this practice, this is the Yin practice, it's a time of moving into Dhyana. And this is a deep meditative state, stilling and quieting the mind, preparing it for samadhi. And take a moment now to notice the physical body. Feel where you're connected to the earth, parts of your body that are touching the earth. I can feel my feet. I can feel the buttocks, upper and top part of the thigh, a tiny bit of the shin. And just notice that support. And begin to scan the physical body. We're going to start on the physical, asana. So we move the third limb of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Move into the body. And we'll noticing any sensations, how the body feels. You might want to make some little adjustments. Bringing your awareness to this entire physical aspect, this temporary aspect that you are so blessed to animate through and create a soul growth and soul expansion through, honoring this physical presence that you are able to experience in this moment in time. And using this physical body as this vehicle to move us closer back to source. So we're always moving closer and closer back to our truest nature. And we're going to begin now by breathing into this lower abdomen. So taking a nice deep inhale into the belly and exhale, feeling that navel coming in towards the spine. And we're moving into pratyahara, energy body. And begin to scan the energy around your body and moving through your body. Your energy level. And see if you can inhale and exhale through the nostrils. You may feel some tingling, energy moving and flowing. You are an energy field prior to the physical body. You are energy. vortex of energy and systems, chakras and nadis and veyas, meridians, non-physical aspect of your being, which is very real, honoring that in the moment. And we're going to continue through the practice, breathing into the lower abdomen, triggering that relaxation response, that parasympathetic nervous system. This is a little bit of a yin practice. We're in yin, this kind of a yin week. Dhyana is deep meditative stillness. And I invite you now to move into pratyahara, removing the attention from the external world and sounds and sights and smells and all the dramas of physical life, letting that all go and diving in, bringing our attention focused inward. And feel this energetic being within. Sometimes it helps to tune into the heart beating. Feel that pulsation in our chest and feeling that energy pulse out through every cell and every finger and every toe in our body, every strand of hair. And bask in that inner nectar for a few breaths. Notice in the dynamic energy field within you. And maintaining this deep inner connection, we're going to move into full concentration, dharana. And we're going to focus on our breath, that lower abdomen, that belly breathing, bringing all our attention to the breath. And when thoughts arise, gently bringing yourself back to this anchor of concentration, this focus. We're going to do 2 more breaths and see if you can allow the exhale to be a little bit longer than the inhale. You want to hold a little pause. Back at the top or the bottom of the breath is the invitation for more yin. Notice what your body feels, how long you want the pauses. You want them both on the bottom and the top of the breath. Maybe not at all. All your focused concentration on that breath. Always coming back to the concentration on the breath. And allowing the dhyana, the state of dhyana, meditative state of awareness to enter at any time. Meditative flow, receptacle of the mind flowing, deep, uninterrupted flow, immersed in meditation, no effort. Basking in that state of awareness. Being the observer, contemplating, contemplation. And moving through that, any discomfort from this disconnection from the physical. Just bringing that on, allowing that to be present. As you detach, from the senses and move into mental stillness, aware of your state of being. And allow an expansion of your awareness. We're going to begin to gently move back and forth with our body, the torso, and noticing where your body wants to go. May go a little side to side. You may enjoy some circles. We're maintaining this meditative awareness as we move, very conscious moving, fully present. Keeping that breath flowing. Enjoying nice, slow opening, beginning to make some circles. Notice the sensations in the physical body, maintaining that dhyana and meditative flow. Fully present, the observer. Coming back to center, we move into a little cat, cow with the spine. So as you inhale, we're going to move into cow. As you arch that back, move it into extension and cow. Cat. Now we move into cat. As you round the back a little, you can turn the head in. Exhaling through the cat and inhaling as you open the chest. Extension. Extension and flexion of the spine. Cow and cat. So I have a kitty here. Keeping that breath flowing. Maintaining that meditative state of awareness. Nice gentle yin practice. And coming back to center again. We're going to move into a little bit of a twist. We're going to continue to maintain that meditative dhyana state. So just take the right hand on the left knee. We're not going to go into a full on twist, and just twist the body gently a little bit. It's warming up. We might do a little more twisting later on. And then going to the other side. Nice gentle twist. And continue at your own pace, moving side to side, keeping that breath flowing and maintaining that state of dhyana. Deep meditative flow. Being the observer. And one more time on either side. Jog. Coming back to center. And we're going to add a little bit of lateral warm up. So we're going to take the left hand and just bringing that to the floor, rooting that into the floor. And we can take the right arm and we can reach it up and arch that arm alongside, opening the side body. Nice lateral movements. Like to inhale and then exhale as you shift over to the other side and bring the right hand down to the floor and that left arm up. Over into the lateral movement. Interesting. And keeping that breath flowing, find your pace as you open up the side body, feeling everything and maintaining that presence, that dhyana. Deep breaths. Beautiful. I invite you to take those hands and clasp them and bring them upside down and open up and move a little laterally this way. Noticing the difference in sensations, moving slow enough so you can maintain that dhyana, that meditative state. Deep concentration, uninterrupted flow. One more time on either side. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. Release those hands down. Beautiful. And let's take our feet. We're going to be disturbing the Xander here. Bring the feet together, soles of the feet together into a nice little Baddha Konasana butterfly. We begin by just moving those legs, flapping those butterfly wings a little bit. It's a gentle opening of the hips. Warming up those legs for this asana as we really maintain that awareness, meditative state, and then allow them to slow down and bring those knees and those legs to the floor. So if your legs are up here, just have that be the line of energy. They may not drop down to the floor. You can adjust those feet a little further away or a little closer, whatever feels good for you in your butterfly. And we're going to inhale as we extend the spine. See how long you can make the spine. And exhaling, hinging forward. And we're hinging forward at the hip. So the spine is actually straight right now. My spine isn't moving. The only thing that's moving is that hip joint and my lips. And find your edge. Hips tell you that's just perfect. And take a nice deep breath here. And you can bring your hands to the floor. See if you can hinge a little deeper in the hips. And then I invite you, if you'd like, you can allow that spine to round. And forward fold type of poses give us the opportunity to dive in deeper and even create more stillness, more connection with the inner being, the true nature. So allowing yourself a few deep breaths in this pose. We'll hold it for more, little longer than usual because we're in yin. And the invitation is to rest in this state of dhyana, meditative state of awareness, the observer. Find a comfortable position for your neck and your spine. You keep it in alignment, move it a little bit, shake it out. Comfortable for a few breaths. Gentle engagement of the Mula Bandha. Lock in that prana and life force. Deep belly breaths. And then two more breaths. Sometimes if the mind gets too distracted, you can move back into dharana. Really focus on that anchor, the breath, and allow it to bring you to a more focused dhyana, deeper meditation. And your next inhale, gently coming up. Beautiful job. We're going to open those legs up nice and wide. See what Xander does. Such a good kitty cat. Maybe flop them around a little bit. We've been bending. We've been a little sukhasana. Let those legs stretch out and enjoy a little movement. And we're going to start on our left. And I'm not mirroring you, so whichever way you want to do it. So first square that body so you're looking at this left leg. When the legs are really spread apart, when they're both together, we don't have to focus too much on it, but when they're really spread apart, it's good to align, get into that alignment with your body. You can even take a moment to look at that foot, flex and extend that left foot. And bring your awareness to this left leg in this more observation state of dhyana. Mind is quiet and still. Inhale as we lengthen the spine. And exhale, begin to hinge over this left leg. Bring the hands to the floor and feel that in the hip. Keeping the buttocks on the earth. Good. And when you get to that edge where you feel like you can't hinge anymore, back leg muscles and the hips are telling you that's probably good. Just take a nice deep breath on this edge. And at the bottom of the exhale, see if you can hinge a little deeper in your hip. And then allow the hands to come down to the ankle or the foot or the floor and allow the spine to round a little and rest in this nice deep forward fold for a few breaths. Practicing that dhyana, that meditative state of awareness, allowing the awareness to expand. Deep belly breaths, quiet mind. moving meditation. And one more breath. On your next inhale, coming up. Beautiful job. You'll move to the other side. I'm on my right leg now, beginning to square the body to face that right foot. Flex and extend that foot. Bringing your awareness into this right leg for a moment. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Nice deep inhale, quiet mind. And on your exhale, begin to hinge at the hip forward. Seeing how much stillness you can maintain. Maybe even lengthening the breath a little. Exhale can even be a little longer than the inhale to create a little more calm. Once you get to that edge, taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. And remembering at the bottom of that exhale, seeing if you can hinge a little deeper into the hip. And then allowing the spine to round, the head to relax, and just towards the leg and the knee. Wherever you are is perfect. Never compare. Everybody's body type is so different. And allow yourself to move in and move through and into that meditative state of awareness, Dhyana, for a few breaths here, this deep forward fold. Basking in Dhyana, uninterrupted flow, pure conscious awareness. One more breath. And on the next inhale, grounding the hands into the earth and bringing yourself back up. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. I'm going to disturb you a little bit, Xander. Sorry. And we're going to come into a child's pose. I invite you to get into a child's pose. And your hands can be either alongside you or up in front. Find what is guiding you the most in this child's pose. You can open up those legs so that the belly can drop in. And relaxing in Dhyana, deep meditative state. And then your next inhale, maintaining that state of Dhyana, we're going to come up and we're going to move right into a nice up dog. So find your up dog. You got nice strong arms. You can move those hips back and forth a little, finding any micro movements, maybe with the shoulders, with the head. Feel good. Keeping that breath flowing from the belly. And then on your next exhale, we're going to be moving nice and slowly back into your child's pose. And along the way, again, making any little movements, maybe even some circles with your hips. And at your own pace, your own flow, finding your own little micro movements and adjustments, nice and slowly move back and forth from your up dog, feeling a nice extension in the spine, and back into child's pose. Making any stretches or micro movements that feel right. Enjoying moving and flowing in your body, the sensations, and make it a meditative movement. Maintaining that state of dhyana, meditative state of awareness, conscious, mindful. Moving in ways that feel good, release the body, keeping that breath flowing. And the next time you end up in your child's pose, we're going to just hold that for a couple breaths, bring that awareness inward, and rest deeply in that dhyana state, an uninterrupted flow, deep contemplation and observation. Find a comfortable place for your hands, whether alongside you in front, or you want to rest your head on your hands. And the next inhale coming up. And we're going to move those feet out in front of us and come gently onto our backs. And move into a supported bridge. So if you have that little blanket or a cushion, can use that, or even a block and put under the sacrum. The first thing we're going to do is press into the feet, lift the hips about halfway into two-legged table. Take a few breaths here, just noticing the sensations. It's not a common position for our body. And then exhaling, coming down one vertebrae at a time, a nice little massage on that erector spinae muscle that runs on either side of your spinal column. And allowing the sacrum and the tailbone to release. We'll do it a couple more times at your own pace, pressing into the feet and lifting the hips. Arms are alongside of you, palms down. Two-legged table, so you're nice and flat. We're not arching the back. Noticing the sensations, keeping the breath flowing, and maintaining that observation, meditative state. Deep, slow breaths, and then just continuing maybe one more time. Nice and slow movements. Any little micro movements you may need. And once you're all the way down, And the sacrum and the tailbone have released. Let's bring the knees into the chest for a little counter pose, and then we'll move into a little supported bridge. So you can use a little pillow, a block, a blanket. I have this blanket here, just a little bit of a support so that you're not using any effort. You're allowing the blanket or the pillow to bring that back up into a little slight extension, just a gentle. So we're going to inhale as you lift those hips like you did, and bring that pillow or that block, the cushion, and bringing it right under the sacrum to rest on the sacrum. And allow the body to find the level of gentle little back bend. And we're going to rest in this. And one of the things you can do is bring the feet a little further apart and let the knees rest on one another. Even less effort and more yin. And deep breaths into the belly, relaxing the nervous system even more as you rest in your dhyana, preparing the mind and the body and all aspects of the being for samadhi. Stay in meditation, mindful, observant, basking in pure awareness. Deep state of concentration, sustained. Your mind does wander, always bring it back to the breath, back to concentration, and allow it to enter into meditation. And a couple more breaths. And on your next inhale, pressing into those feet, lifting those hips, removing your prop, your cushion, your blanket, or your block, and then bringing those knees into the chest, rocking back and forth. Let's lift those legs up, just a nice yin inversion. You can flex hips and extend those feet. Maintaining that meditative state. Moving meditation. If you'd like to pull those legs in towards the body a little bit, stretch. Bring those legs out nice and wide. Can reach the outer edges of the feet and do that. Noticing the stretch. Maintaining the meditation, presence. Deep belly breaths. And let's bend those knees. Soles of the feet are facing the sky. Knees are nice and wide out by the armpits. And let's just gently pulling the legs down as we move into baby. Nice deep hip opener. Not happy baby yet, but we're just in baby. And breathe. Maintaining that meditative flow of awareness. And our final pose, happy baby, kicking, opening the legs, bending the legs, moving around, rocking around, finding your flow with happy baby, having fun with your own legs, your own body, just like you did when you were a baby. First discovered you had legs. Rediscover those legs, all the sensations of them, keeping the breath flowing. And when you're ready and you're done, beginning to move into your savasana, we're going to have a little bit longer savasana than usual. Get into a nice, comfortable position. You can put a little something under your knees, something under your head that's very thin, that spine in alignment. Nice, comfortable savasana position. I like to flop those feet out and the hands a little away from the body, palms up, but find your comfortable position for your shavasana. And feeling the support of the earth underneath you, allowing your body to simply surrender in. You take a moment to bring our focus now to aparigraha. This is surrendering to non-attachment, non-greed, non-possessiveness, not taking more than we need that is necessary. As we rest in dhyana, meditative state, allowing ourselves to let go of all that no longer serves. And that can be belief systems, that can be energies, that could be grudges, because we know that holding grievances and grudges is like taking the poison and expecting the other person to die. So that is something we can surely let go of. Non-excess, emotional excess, let it go. Physical excess, let it go. Maybe cupboards are jammed. Maybe we have too many clothes that could fit in our closet and we could weed out some that we never wear, letting go. As you rest in your savasana, surrendering to non-attachment, resting in that sustained meditative state, sustained concentration. We'll rest in silent stillness, inviting a state of samadhi, self-knowledge, pure absorption. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Taking your time, coming back, first to the breath, maybe some pratyahara. Noticing the sensations inside. And then bringing yourself back to the body, feeling the body resting on the earth. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes. You bring your attention back to this physical. physical aspect that your consciousness gets to peer through and experience through. Maybe stretching out the body, maybe yawning, taking your time till you get to a place where you're ready to roll over to one side or the other, and doing this mindfully, maintaining your state of dhyana if you can, this meditation, moving meditation. And when you're ready, be on your next inhale, coming up to the seated position. And taking a moment to check in and scan your body again. Notice the inner sensations. When we practice yin, we really flood the body with prana and life force. It's restorative, not exerting a lot of energies. For the breath and the gentle movements, we restore and vitalize the inner being, the inner energies. So noticing that. Nice deep connection to the self. A couple more belly breaths as we invite you to maintain this state of dhyana as long as you need. You can stay and sit in meditation. You can move into our next video, which will be a little pranayama, and then we'll be doing a little meditation. And you can just sit on your own and rest in this nice, quiet, silent stillness, basking in your own true nature. And we will conclude the practice, the Namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, truth, and of peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this yin practice. 5, focus on dhyana, deep meditative awareness. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day. See you, Ender.